Hi everyone, Ryan from Gaming Till Disconnected here, and today we're reviewing War of the Worlds on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. So I'm sure that one of you have seen War of the Worlds or heard about it anyway, and basically the story along to it is that aliens are coming down to Earth and try to take it over. But in the films, it's actually set in America. But in the book, I think it's set in London, which is where this game's actually set in. This side-scrolling platformer is set in the 1950s, and the game's narrated by Patrick Stewart. He's a famous actor. If you haven't heard of him, you probably have though. He's been in like Star Trek and things like that. So this game's definitely got a 2D retro look. Sometimes it didn't look too great, especially the character, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. Some of it did look alright, like with the special lighting for the enemies and stuff, but other than that, there was some parts that did look a bit dodgy. The controls, they were pretty bad, to be honest. Sometimes you were like running about and you would try and climb over something and your character would just be standing there. Sometimes it wasn't very responsive anyway. Same with like trying to roll under things, it wasn't too great. But other than that, when it did work, it wasn't too bad. But sometimes it actually got you killed, so it did make the game harder when you couldn't like jump over things sometimes purely because the controls weren't working properly. I don't know if that could be fixed in a patch, but they definitely need to have a look at that for their future games or whatever. So the voiceovers and the music were pretty good, but in some parts it did get quite annoying. Like every time you died, the narrating would start over again. So if you died like a few times because you were stuck in a part, then you would keep hearing the same bit, and it did get quite annoying. I actually had to turn it off, and I had to turn the music off as well because sometimes the music kind of felt like it spoiled the game. I preferred it without any music because like it made it feel more like there was a disaster happening. The same with the narration from Patrick Stewart. It didn't feel too great sometimes when you were like I said, like when you were dying and stuff. Just when it kept on going over and over the same part, it did get quite annoying. The sounds for like running about and the enemies and stuff like that, the aliens, that was pretty good. I mean, I didn't have anything bad to say, but I kind of went well with the game and stuff. Like when they were shooting, there was actually a part when I died and like my body went flying over because I got hit by one of the enemies, and then like you see my body flying, but then you could see my guy still standing on the platform, and I could still run about. So that was definitely a glitch in the game. Sadly, I didn't manage to capture any gameplay of that because I was restarting my computer at the time. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. It actually happened a few times. So I definitely think that's like a glitch in the game. Maybe it can be patched again, I'm not sure. The story is actually pretty good, obviously, because it's War of the Worlds. I mean, the films are good. I'm sure the book's good as well. I haven't actually read it, but the films are definitely good. So the story does go well. Some of the levels in the game were actually really good. They were quite enjoyable, but then the next ones you got were like pretty boring. So like 1 minute you were on a quite a good high with the game, but then you were on like quite a bad low with the game at the same time. So yeah, it's one of them games where it's like quite jumpy on how you're enjoying it. So yeah, if I was to compare this game to another game on like Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network and all that, I'd probably say it felt like a cheap man's Limbo. Limbo obviously feels a lot better than this game, like the controls and stuff. That was definitely one of the main downfalls on this game. And you're definitely going to be on a high 1 minute and a low the next minute. So yeah, if you're going to be buying this game, then don't be looking for a fantastic game that's going to change the gaming industry or whatever. But if you're looking for a game just to pass some time, maybe like if you enjoy playing platformers and things, then this might be the game for you. But at 800 Microsoft points, which is about £6.80 or something. Um, I I'm not sure if it was worth 800. Maybe 560, 600s around that price range anyway. So yeah, if you can get this game in a sale or whatever, then it won't be so bad. But I don't know if 800 Microsoft points is the right price for it anyway. So yeah, I've been Ryan from Gaming Till Disconnected. This has been the War of the Worlds on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. And this game gets a GTD rating of 6 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys later.